What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the TransArt Metal Mouse, their version of a masterpiece TransMetal Rattrap. So this is actually I think the fourth in the line from TransArt. They had their Optimal Optimus, they've had the Cheetor, they've had a Ravage, they've had, let's see, I think they had the Nemesis Optimus Primal. And now they got this guy. They do actually have a Megatron on the way, but it just hasn't come out yet, the TransMetal one. So I don't know if this was meant to come out before that, but it did. And this guy has some really cool details on him. Now, I'll put the image there. At first, I was kind of like, man, he's got such a big, ugly backpack. But then I was like, nope, that's how it looks in the show. So it is definitely accurate. So for those who are big fans of the show, you will be happy to know he looks just like the cartoon. Really nice paint detail here. You got orange paint here on the brain, red for the eyes, silver for the face and most of the body. This metallic blue paint, really nicely done. Metallic blue here on the chest with a fade. Orange here for this chest piece. You do have the painted rat head here, and that is cool because it's accurate, but it doesn't actually become the rat head. The rat head is inside here, and it's a lot bigger. So that's just a cool nod. They made it actually accurate, and it does actually become a head later during the transformation, but it hides away. So it's really only to produce a show-accurate look. Got more metallic blue and silver down here. A little bit of metallic red here on the sides. On the back, you got that beautiful metallic red and orange. They do give you gloves, so you don't have to put fingerprints on it, but I'm not going to wear the gloves. You could just wipe it off and get it clean. But really nice looking overall for a Rattrap. For articulation, the head is on a ball joint. It goes up to there, down to there. Rotates all the way around, and you get the side-to-side movement, which is nice for this character. You have an opening mouth, which is really cool. Now, you can knock that neck off there, but that's awesome. And you get the painted white tooth in there. That's so cool. So it really looks like the show. They really nailed the look of his head sculpt there. Nicely painted and detailed shoulder pads. These can go up and down. If you lift them up, then they unlock the arm. The arm's actually locked in using this piece right here. So I'll show you that a little bit later during the transformation. But you don't want to take that out because that kind of holds his backpack together onto his arm. Continuing down, you have a shoulder on a ball joint. It goes up to there, down to here, rotates all the way around. It's a little bit squeaky and a little bit tight. You have that peg itself can go up and down a little bit too. Rotation at the bicep. You have a double jointed elbow, gets you the full bend. You have secret hidden accessory here, so I'll just show it because it's sort of part of the articulation. And his bug bombs are right here. Pretty cool. Just looks like that. And this will just store in his arm, and then you can close this down. It's nicely integrated into the arm, so that's pretty cool. You have a rotation at the wrist. The wrist can go in and out on this joint here. And then the hands can open up on a single pin, so he can hold his weapons and ask why. All right, continuing down, you have a rotation at the waist. You have an ab crunch here. You can't really do the ab crunch and the rotation. It kind of gets blocked. So you can either get the ab crunch, which also works for transformation, or the rotation, but you can't really do both simultaneously. The legs go up to there. Back to here, hindered by his giant backpack, but that is accurate to the show. Out to the side. Those are all in friction, by the way. There's no ratchet joints on this figure at all. You have a double jointed knee, gets you the full bend. Lots and lots of die cast down here. Well, not lots of die cast. Some die cast down here on these lower legs. So that's good. This knee is also die cast. You have a ankle tilt forward, backwards, out to the side, and the heel spur can go back and forth. I wish this actually locked in place because he is kind of back heavy due to all his weight. Right, he's got a lot of stuff down here, but there you go for articulation. Now for his accessories, you get a lot with this guy. You get his blaster here, done in this beautiful silver, metallic blue, and orange. Really, really well done. That will fit in his hand. He does have kind of a peg system. I haven't seen one like this, kind of like 3 grooves, and those grooves fit in, but he can hold that just fine. And blast some Predacons. That looks really good. You also get his tail here, which becomes a sword. And it actually comes in 2 pieces, so when you get it, it'll be like this. And you're just going to assemble it like that. Then you're going to take this bottom piece, and you're going to put that in there. And then this has the same 3-pronged piece here. That'll fit in his hand. There you go. And of course, this is bendy, so you can bend it if you want to, or make it straight. It's like a bendy, it's a plastic, but it's painted over top, so it's like one of those bendy tails that you used to get. There you go for that. We also get another version of that, so it looks like this. This is solid die cast, and this works pretty well. It comes in 2 pieces, so you just want to insert this onto here. It's really beautiful. It's solid metal, but if you take this piece here off of the tail, and then you put that onto here. Oops. This one definitely feels more like a lance or spear. There you go with that. I think that looks pretty cool. You know, he could use this as a lance or a sword or whatever you want. And I like that it's kind of smaller. You know, it's a lot thinner than this one. You also get a stand. So this stand isn't really sturdy enough to hold him up like in the air. But if you come to the back here, there's 2 little grooves. And this piece is just attached right here by friction. But put that there, and that'll hold him up. Now, earlier I showed you he kind of falls down. Well, this kind of helps him not fall down. And that's probably why they gave it to you, because he's a very back-heavy figure. You can do a little bit of posing with this, but he's so heavy that he kind of tends to fall down. So you still have to have his feet on the ground, but you can pose him using that stand, because it'll help you get... Now, if you don't have the stand, he's just going to fall right over. So I like that they included that, because you get some more aggressive poses with him. Now, one last accessory here is kind of hidden. It's back here. There's a little tab point right here. If you put your thumb and you take this piece off, this actually becomes a shield for him. So the handle for it's right here. So obviously he has 2 of those. He has 1 on each side. I'm just going to show you one. When you take this, it's got the 3 pegs, just like the other weapons. And that'll go into his hand, and then this can go on here. All right, and there he is with the shield in there. It is in there now. It's staying, but it is kind of a pain to get it in there. It's very lightly tensioned into there. You can use both, obviously, at the same time. I'm just going to use the one, but it does look good. It looks especially good if you have the lance in his hand with the shield. So nice little addition here for Metal Mouse. And for a quick size comparison, there he is next to the Takara Tomy version of Optimus Primal. Fits in beautifully. I love the way it looks next to him. I just turn on his highlights. But between the TransArt stuff, the Takara Tomy official stuff, and some of the KOs that are coming out, you could actually make a full lineup of the Maximals if you wanted to. So that's kind of cool. But there you go for size. All right, now let's get him transformed into his beast mode. So go ahead and take these shoulder pads, unpeg those from here. And that will release his arms and backpack. The backpack is just pegged in. Now, I did have a problem here, and so far you haven't really seen it, but this arm actually became detached. I'm not sure if it's my fault. Now, it actually works in robot mode because this goes in here, and then this shoulder pad comes down and holds it in place. But because we're transforming it, we're removing that thing that was holding it, and now it's come off. So I'll show you what it looks like and show you how it broke. I'm pretty sure it was user error or just bad luck, but go ahead and get this kind of away. Come to the back here. You have to untab this. It doesn't sound great the first time you do it, but once you do it the first time, it's fine. That will give you some space to bring that down. Now you got some room to work. Right, so here's what the arm looks like. It's on a very, very thin rotating piece right here. It's just that little piece of plastic right there is where it broke. So if you can see, that's where it broke. I'm not going to show you this again, but I just wanted to show you that. So just be cautious with that. Again, I'm not sure if it's user error or not. All right, so come to the back here, and we want to rotate this head out of here. So it takes a little bit of effort, but we're going to take this and rotate this around. And here's the actual head for the alt mode. That's going to come down and around the back. So it should be end up on his butt, basically. All right, make sure you put the legs upwards, which I forgot to mention. That'll help you do that a little bit easier. Get the right head down here. Fold up the heel spurs, and then fold the feet down. And that can just stay like that for now. All right, so go ahead and take this, and it's going to rotate at the waist 180 degrees. If you don't have this rotation joint straight, you'll have a hard time rotating this chest. We're going to take the head, fold this down into the chest cavity. These are going to come up while this comes down. And as you bring that down, that allows you to get the head in there. Right? Go ahead and put the rat head together. Fake rat head. That's going to end up inside of his chest anyway, so I just think it's cool that they went the length to get it to become a rat head that you're going to hide away anyways. Go ahead and take these panels. These are going to rotate up and out of here. They have a little bit of give to them, so they can move in and out. So just be aware of that. Come on this side, rotate this out, and give yourself some room. Here's the part that breaks, so I'll just try to show you very carefully. Hopefully I don't break the other one. So this is going to come down, and we're going to rotate this to the inside. And you want to bring this piece down so that the silver piece is sticking out the back. Bring this piece out. You're going to bring the arm all the way down. And then this gray piece has to rotate down, and it's a little, it doesn't feel good. I guess I'll say it that way. So just be careful with it, because you do want that down like that. Right? And make sure the silver on the back here is showing. I watched a couple reviews out there, and nobody really explains this part. So I had to kind of figure it out, but that's how you want it. You want this silver piece straight, you want the arm down like that, and you want this armature facing downwards. Okay? So we're going to take this part here. This is going to collapse into here. And come to the top here. All of this is going to straighten up. Before we put the head down, and come into here. And we're going to open up this panel here. Open up that panel there. There's a panel here that's holding the whole thing in. So make sure you get the right one. They look the same, but this is the one you want to take out. So make sure you get that one out because it's tabbed in right there. That'll allow you to take this part and get that out of there. Right now we can take all of this, bring this down. There's two little clips that'll just kind of clip in. It doesn't really clip firmly, but it does go there. This is going to come down, accordion all the way down, and sit like this onto here. There's nothing really holding this front part, but what'll hold it is what holds it on the back. So that's what I'll do next. Right. So leave this arm up still because we're not ready to put that down. These legs are going to come down. There's a little slot right here on the bottom of his foot. That's going to peg in right here on the silver piece that we folded out earlier. Make sure this brown piece stays back. Right, and this has kind of been skipped over in the videos I've been watching, so I'm going to take some time to just explain. This part is actually kind of hard to get in here. I don't know why they haven't been talking about it or showing it. If you're using their videos for transformation, it's very difficult because you can't really see what they're doing. Rotate the hand so it ends up like that. If you have the other arm on there, see, I can just show you mine. It's obviously not going to stay there anymore because the plastic is broke, but if you had it, you'd be putting the other arm down in here just like that. All right, so same on the other side. Bring this down gently. And I forgot to fold this up. So I'll just pretend like the arm is still there. And I've folded down the plastic piece. And this is going to plug into here. So when you're all said and done, it should look like that. Now you can bring these arms down like that, and they should all fit inside. All right, next we'll take care of this panel here. And you'll know if you have it installed correctly because it actually has L and R on it, so you know how it's right. But there is actually weapon storage here. Now, nobody's really talked about it, but if you take the gun, you fold up the handle. It does fit perfectly right here. It doesn't sit very securely, but it literally fits in that pocket. And yeah, it only goes one way. So I'm pretty sure that's what that's for. So fold that in, it just fits between the arms and the legs. Bring this panel down, that's going to go underneath here. And then it's going to tab into this piece right here. So get that around and just hooked in. So it should look something like that. And then these two should sandwich between this and this. So get this piece down and then sandwiched in between. And once you get it like kind of lined up, there's two tabs here on each side, and then just get that pegged together. Now on the back, you're going to take this, and that's going to peg into there. Right, should end up something like this. Right. Bring these legs down. And if you open up this is actually tabbed in right here. This is on a slider, but it's locked in, so you got to unlock it. So unlock it on both sides. And once you unlock it, it should slide freely. If it's locked, it won't slide. And then it clicks back into place down here. So you can hear it kind of lock in. And then this can come down. I'm not exactly sure how it should look. I think that looks more like a rat. Some people put it out further. Some people even slide this out. I think the best look, in my personal opinion, for the rat is kind of like that. But you can do it however you like. Same on this side. Open up this. Fold out the foot. Unclick the clicker. Push this on a slider down here. Same on this side. Bring this down. Bring the foot down. Then on the front here, you're going to fold these feet down. They're actually tabbed in here. So unpeg that. Unpeg this side. And the last little touch, of course, what would he be without his tail? So come to the back here, make sure you have this piece attached like that, and then you got the tip there. That's going to plug in right here into his butt. Give that a nice firm push, and you can kind of have this however you like. But there you have Metal Mouse in his beast mode. Very cool looking. It looks just like the show. I'll put an image there if I can find one. Nice die cast, or not die cast, metallic metal here. You can just wipe it off once you've finished transforming it. But yeah, gorgeous looking mode. Nice paint kind of all throughout. There's a lot of paint on this guy. He does have a good amount of articulation. The head goes up to there, down to there, side to side. So some pretty nice articulation on that. The jaw can open up, of course, and you can pose the tongue. Look at that. You can pose the tongue inside the mouth. I would be careful. It's a thin piece of plastic, but it works. This opens up. I asked some friends who are Beast Wars fans. Nobody could tell me what this is for. I don't know what goes in there. I guess his brain goes in there. There's nothing in there. So it's just a storage compartment, but there's nothing to put in there, and it didn't come with anything. So I don't know. Arm rotates around. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can rotate this up and down. So you want that down all the way on those sliders. It rotates around on that. You have a joint here at the elbow, I guess. And then at the foot, you're on a ball joint. So it angles in and out and goes all the way back and forward. So some nice articulation for those. For the back feet, you have a joint here that goes in and out. You have this joint here, and then you have a hinge here. But due to the fact that it has this, you can get the legs angled in and out as well. So you can get some nice rat poses out of him. And then the tail, of course, is fully posable. It bends in every direction. So each one of these can bend. But I've been told that in most scenes in the show, his tail was straight. So you'd probably want something like that. And just get it straight back like that. But whatever. You can do whatever you like. Now, of course, in the TransMetal cartoon, they had vehicle forms of their beast modes. So he does have a vehicle mode. So in order to get into vehicle mode, you're going to come down to the bottom here, take these legs. There's a little space to tab it in right here in between the toes. So get that tabbed in like that, and then rotate this around so that the wheel is like this and the foot is kind of facing forward. I kind of think it should like line up with this jaw piece there. All right, same on this side. Fold this up until that tab meets, and then fold the wheel so the wheel's on the bottom. Come to the back feet. Going to open up this. This is going to pull out on this extender here. Come to the inside. We're going to unpeg this foot and slide it back up. And remember, this comes off somewhat easily, so you can just snap it back in if it comes off. But make sure it clicks into the top. Then you're going to fold the foot down and get it pegged in back to where it was. And make sure you actually get that pegged on there. You can see there's a little slot to peg it. Open up this little tab here. This is going to come down and peg in right here. All right, so that's one side done. We'll do the same thing over here. Slide that out. Slide this up. Click it. Make sure it clicks in. Look at our ticket. Push that in. Open up your peg here. And then make sure that pegs into here. And then for your tail, now this is where you know for sure it should be straight. Fold down these exhaust pipes. And there is Metal Mouse in his Beast Vehicle mode. Pretty cool. It does roll on those wheels. Nice shiny wheels. It looks really cool. Now he does come with a couple of accessories. So you do get these effects parts. They're done really well. Nicely painted. Nice clear plastic. They look very premium. They are side specific. So the angle, you want to have the larger one on the bottom and the smaller one on the top. So they will slide in right here. Make sure you get the right side, the right one on the right side. It'll only go one way. And you get that look. That's so cool. He's blasting along in his Beast Vehicle mode. You also get this, which I'm not going to be able to fully demonstrate because I don't have a MP Dinobot here, but this will just tab in right here onto his back. And this tab right here is meant to go into Dinobot's butt. So he can ride along here on Rattrap just like he did in the show. I think that's really cool, a nod, and for people who are Beast Wars fans, that's kind of a cool accessory to include so that he can integrate with the Takara Tomy Beast Wars figures, which is very neat. So final recommendation on the TransArt Metal Mouse. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend this. I think it's a really good looking figure, both in the robot mode, the Beast Vehicle mode, and the Beast mode. They really nail the look. They also gave you a ton of accessories. I love the fact that they gave you both the posable tail / sword and this thinner version, which I think looks better. It just feels more premium. So you have the best of both worlds. You can use this for the Beast mode and then this for the robot mode. So that's great. I really like these effects parts. It really adds to that Beast Vehicle mode, making it look like he's actually, burning rubber and, about to attack. I really like the gun. It's very well done. All the accessories are well done. Negatives, only ones I have are he's very back heavy. They knew it because if you take this out, obviously you can't stand up. These heel spurs just don't hold him up. But they figured that out and gave you this stand. Not my favorite way to display a figure. I really think figures should be able to stand up on their own. But they knew it and they gave you a solution. So I give them a little bit of kudos for that. The only other thing, which I showed you during my transformation, this arm joint did break. I think there was user error there on my part. I probably just turned it the wrong way or too hard. But it is a thin piece of plastic. I would be careful with that. I recommend just going slow and bending that very slowly so that you don't bend it. But it is the thinnest plastic on this entire figure, so you don't want to watch out for that. Other than those things, I really like it. I do recommend it. Any Beast Wars fan would be happy to have this in their collection because it's the only masterpiece version of a Rattrap from the TransMetal that we've ever gotten. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.